Okay, so after doing the relational model and entity relationship model, after understanding the relational database management system, we are here to understand the constraints. Okay, so the constraints are a very important concept in actually the SQL, and obviously it is connected to RDBMS. So there is a connection between SQL to, rather I should write RDBMS to SQL connection. Okay, whatever has we have seen in RDBMS using ERD. Okay, now we are going to understand it here in SQL. So the thing behind it is something like, if suppose I want to put some conditions, okay, on say my table key, for example, the record should not be entered under marks greater than 50, okay, because below 50 everybody is failed, and I want to enter only the records which are passed, the students records which are who are passed. Okay, so I can put the check constraint. Fine. If suppose I want all the unique values with no null value, the meaning of the null is empty, okay, then I can put the primary key. Okay, otherwise, if suppose I suppose you all must be remembering that we had made the two tables in such a way that one has a primary key and other has a foreign key. Okay, do you remember we had created it? The customer and the orders. One customer may place many orders. Actually, here the thing is something like, if suppose a customer goes to a restaurant, or he calls a restaurant and he asks for few orders, okay, and then it can be a customer places many orders. Okay, so here this customer would have a primary key over here, customer number, which is shown by underlined. Okay, and orders will have its own primary key order number, but this on many side, the customer's customer number primary key will go as a foreign key over here. The meaning is, whenever we talk about this primary key and the foreign key relationship, here we understand the primary key and the foreign key. So primary key, then we talk about the foreign key. Fine. Then later on we talk about the unique constraint. I want the unique values. For example, everyone has got the mail ID, but it is unique to that particular person. The mobile number, it is unique to that particular person. So unique constraint. There is not null constraint. For example, if I'm talking about the value must be entered for name, I'm saying that the value has to be there. There will not be a person who will not have any name. So the not null constraint can be applied to it. There will be no empty value. Okay, and later we are going to find out the check constraint. Obviously, all of them come under the integrity constraint. Okay, so integrity constraint contains here, constraint contains the primary key and the unique and the not null. Okay, but when we talk about the referential integrity constraint, okay, referential integrity constraint, then that time we talk about the foreign key. And when we talk about the business constraint, okay, we talk about here the check constraint. So in this manner the constraints are divided: the integrity constraint, the referential integrity constraint, and the business constraint. Under the integrity constraint, primary key, unique, not null. Okay, under referential integrity constraint, foreign key, and under business constraint there can be a check constraint. Obviously all these things would be there in the notes, so it gave me an error because they were not the statements of SQL. So we will just try to create it. So here I'll give clear screen. Fine. Now we will create one table. Let's see what all things are there. Select star from tab. Okay, if I want to give to this employee table the primary key, so let's see what all columns are there. So here I can see employee number, e-name, salary, and birth date. Okay, so I want to give to this employee number as a primary key. So alter table, this is last tutorial we have learned this. So alter table, emp, add, okay, primary key to eno. Fine, table altered. So now if I give DESEMP, you can see here not null. Obviously, you might have been confused that why is it not null though I gave primary key. The meaning is here you are not allowed to enter the null values. Okay, what do you mean by a null value? If suppose I try to insert values, okay, it's a primary key now. So if I enter here 1, it will give me an error. But let's see, we'll give the 4 and then the e name, and suppose if I give null, okay, and suppose if I give here salary as say 78,000 and later on I gave the birth date as null. Fine, it will allow me to do that because the thing is here, this is not a primary key. The salary, the birth date, they are not my primary keys, obviously. So it is not going to give me an error. So if I give here select star from EMP, it gave me here the null values. Can you see here the null values? Okay, here it's null, here it's null. The meaning is the values have not been entered. They are empty. But suppose if I give here insert it to EMP and if I give here, sorry, the value as null, it will give me an error. Cannot insert null into this table. What is the table name? Employee. In under employee number, under that ENO, and who is the user? Madhavi. So Madhavi's user has got employee table which has got ENO column, will not be allowed with the primary null value. Okay, so if I suppose try to enter the same value again, 4 I had entered, so I'll enter here 4. Okay, and here if I give something like say something, okay, and if I enter again, here it is giving me an error, unique constraint violated. Okay, the meaning is the 4 record is already there, it is already present. How can you enter again the same record? Because it is something like we are talking about here, this particular value is nothing but it would be regular replicated and it will not allow me. Okay, so unique constraint violated whenever I give this particular record again. But here if I give instead of that 5, it will not give me any error, it will allow me to enter. So you can see here, okay, so you can see here it is giving me properly the records. In this manner the primary key is created. Fine, so we understood. Now if I want to create a new table, student roll number 3, and I want to give a primary key, okay, I can give it by using the create. Last time already created table, on that we created the primary key. Now we are creating a primary key over here with the okay, so I didn't write create table, so it gave me an error. Okay, table created, and if I give here DSC student, it will give me not that. And if I try to insert into student values 1 name, okay, it allowed. In the same manner if I give the same value, it will give me unique constraint because I'm trying to insert the same value again. So this is primary key. This is the concept of primary key. In this manner we understood the primary key constraint, which is really very important with respect to the ERD and the correct functionality of the system. Thank you very much for listening to it.